Gonna be a white Christmas. Christmas is the only day I allow snow. But I don't think it's gonna happen. What you after? Fish, crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere. If you have taste for them. Oh, I do love a bit of thyme, right? Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. What is thyme? It's just a plant, right? Yeah. Well, I thought it was. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say, as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Elfino, eh? Aye. I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Olmore's richer than all of Novaront put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet. Away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide? Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. I can't tell like I's and L's half the time. My eyes suck. I need new glasses, I think. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern. The locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see what Elfino joins you. Yeah, I don't think I've like actually went to the eye doctor in like 3 years. Probably do need new glasses. Which sucks. My eyes get worse every time I go. I think I actually might become blind eventually. My eyes are really, really bad. I don't know what I'm gonna do if that actually happens. How do I game blind? Stronger and stronger glasses. I want the surgery, but I don't know if I'd be allowed to get it. I heard it's a lot cheaper now too, the laser eye surgery. But I heard some people that get it, it's like really easily to fuck up your eyes again. And I feel like that would just happen to me. I'd get it and like 2 months later I'd just be fucking up my eyes again because I just play video games. Probably way too much. But I think the reason my eyes like suck is because as a kid, I always like try to like look in the flashlight and see how long I can have my eyes open. Same thing with the sun. I used to stare at the sun. I played stupid little games with myself. This is your first time in a tavern. It's customary to buy a drink. If you mean to loiter, well, what'll you be having? That's very dumb. What the hell? I was a kid. What do you want? One thing I could say though, I never really like sat super close to the TV. I've always like sat a pretty good distance. I don't know if the distance I did sit though was still not enough, but I never was like my like face like right at the screen. I like to see like everything on the screen without having to move my head up or down or anything like that. That's why I play games on like 24-inch monitors. Like I have like a 60-inch in the living room over there, but I don't ever use it. Ale. A fine choice, and what you'll be playing with. Well now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear, I don't... Wait, so... if I didn't go see Elise first, would I have the coins? Or would this be like a totally different turn of events? I don't even know. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we can grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me and you can laze about here as long as you like. Alright. New zones, we got ethers, yeah. South. Wrong way. You fucked up your TV's up. Wait. I fucked my TVs up with those magnets. Oh, you played with magnets. I've never done that. I was a good person. I was a good kid about that. I didn't destroy any TVs like that. I'm pretty sure my parents would have whooped my ass if I did that, though. I ruined my eyes, not the TVs. Difference. I damaged to myself, not other people's property. What made you want to try that? Or did you just do it? Pretty colors. Look, Mom, the rainbow! My mom would destroy me. I used to watch Twitch pretty often on my old TV. I used to hook my computer to it. I did it so much that, and I would leave it on like all the time, that I burned Twitch chat into the side of my TV. You could play a game and you would see the big rectangle on the right side of the screen. It was still usable. It was just like when the screen would go to like a loading screen, or if it was like dark. You'd only see it like if it went to black or very dark screen. Let's use this. That's with me. Everything proc on these bugs. Deleted. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. You sleeping, man? Just barge in. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day. Brave adventurer. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Wasn't I supposed to kill the rats? Wasn't that part of my job? Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town outside Olamore, you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
The Elfino? It didn't sound like him. Oh, it is.
Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alfino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Me, I was more worried about you. We thought we lost you. Yeah, that one. This chain is kind of weird.
Said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Dalize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped, but so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Just let me punch things.
And so we take to the road once more.
Elfino is very into politics. I'm not very into politics. I just want to punch things. You do all the politics stuff. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come from here, we must head west and then cross a small bridge. West. Pride Rock, and it's got a nice little waterfall over here. Hi. Oh. Caluzia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in the distant world, people are much the same. Crystarium, like, every time I say this word, I just feel like I'm saying it wrong. To think that whenever a calamity struck the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me. Over there. Quickly, someone's in trouble. Iguanas get pretty big in the spiritual world. Oh, Sin Eater. Thank the fates. Look out. Wait, did my chocobo die? Did it kill my chocobo? I think it actually killed my chocobo. My poor heart. Thank you, young miss. Ah, there you are, in my haste. I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you alright, madame? Just a few bruises from where I fell, nothing compared to what was in store for me before the brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Yolmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lord and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again, you saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lass like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. 'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Yolmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? Ah yes, Elise would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared with Arang, Caluzia is almost a haven, but as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Northwest. 400's not too bad. I'll go out of my way to get it real quick and then start heading back to the quest, I think. If I'm able to. Ah, crap. I think it's up the mountain. I don't think I'm able to get it. What's the best color of the Sour Patch Kid? Green. That's almost like all candy for me though. I'm very into green apple or like watermelon when it comes to candy, but I don't really eat candy that much. Like, it's like super rare. I'm not a big candy eater. Halloween, never my holiday. I never cared. I cared more about dressing up than I did about the candy. Sephiroth? No. I was Power Ranger one year. I remember being a ninja another year. I think I was a clown, like one of my very first years. So I was Frankenstein. Oh, was the green
gate ahead is
M&M?
known as the Open Arms, and Yulmore itself lies beyond.
Don't hear any gamer costumes. I actually didn't. And I stopped trick-or-treating like super early too. It got boring to me because, like I said, I didn't really care for the candy. I would just walk around with friends sometimes. Maybe the closest thing that I did for a gamer would be I did Itachi from Naruto, but that's anime.
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I wore a Grim Reaper costume for like 4 years in a row. It was one of those ones that like hide your face. You can see out, but they can't see in. I really like that costume. I don't know. I think I still have it somewhere.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
When I heard the voice, this is not what I was picturing.
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Master Chef. Where's Gordon Ramsay at?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged, and so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
What was my first ever merch? What do you mean?
For you. Enjoy.
Thank goodness.
From a game person you
Meal
like,
is a
anything really.
foodstuff which
Just the
Yulmore
first one you ever
routinely doles
got.
out to the people of Gatetown, and
Sonic
apparently
the Hedgehog,
staple
of
for its
course. I had
citizens.
socks, I had shirts, I had underwear. All Sonic, dude.
Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well,
Yep.
let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
From then on, after Sonic, I think Pokemon was pretty soon after. Then I had like a lot of Pokemon clothes. I had some Power Ranger stuff too. I was pretty big into Power Rangers. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Yulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I have tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, maybe you should have take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. What? Look at these houses. Looks horrible. They're like sheds. This one's definitely a shed. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Yulmore's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, but at least it's safe, and the meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. I think trailer parks actually look a little better than some of these houses. It's pretty sad. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks, meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? You've seen what Gatetown has to offer? These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal and believe Yulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. Hey, leveled up. Flourish. What's that? Grants you the effects of flourishing, symmetry, flourishing flow, and threefold fan dance. Can only be executed while in combat. I'm running out of room. I need more buttons. Sure. disapprove of these people's way of life. He disapproves of Yulmore. Both. Ew, no. I don't like sour cream. Disapprove? It frustrates me. Certainly, that is the only part of it, though the whole situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters, however unjust the system seems to be. If these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. But take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Yulmore's largesse are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town, and so hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and untended, hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Yulmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Kaluzia's people. I am not so naive as to think that there is some miraculous solution to all this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hardworking villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Yulmore's gates. It is fortunate that you arrived when you did, Cosmos. I have been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the seas surrounding the island. The Ondo, they are called, though you and I know them as Sahagin. The turtles? For the most part, they keep themselves in their ocean grottos and are rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But as Tataru took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favors the bold, and so I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular, and when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture for any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Yulmorian lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating a price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make an exchange? Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first, then we must pay a visit to Moshomoa, my supplier in Bright. Come, it is just to the northwest of here. People really want to get in that city. Way up there. Okay. At first glance, I'm like, Axel? Maybe that it was inspired by Axel, but definitely not Axel. Yeah. Well, that's why I thought it was. I wouldn't be surprised if they have Kingdom Hearts costumes in here. But I feel like I think Disney partly owns like Sora in them, so I think it's like really hard even to do crossovers with them. Like, I feel like Square Enix wasn't the issue with why Sora was so hard to get in Smash. It was Disney. I'm pretty sure. Like, 100%. Because we got Cloud and Sephiroth, like... I mean, that was shocking too, but I feel like we got that really easily. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you. Moshe Moa, this is my associate Cosmos. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. Hey, I loaded your lackey up with goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mistil lad, short blue hair. No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed. Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. You find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. Sakurai met with a Disney rep of the show and begged him to let Sora in. Search the surroundings for a male Mistel with short blue hair. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a likely suspect and inspect him with the left click. Okay. You've located your quarry. Cosmos, any sign of him? You've a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape. The text is so weird in this game. I know they like speaking the broken English. It throws me off a lot.
There you are. The thief who claimed the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
you'll give me your place. Just like that.
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
Now we'll never get in.
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Xie, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are. Quite possibly meaning we better hurry up and think of a new plan.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then?
What would you have done? Probably would have let him. Probably done the same thing Alphino did. Just let the guy take the plan and I'd find a new way in. I don't know. I don't really know how desperate the situation is, right? Because, like, we're not really residents here, so.
Is that?
Like, I think it's more we wanted to get into the city to find out stuff, but it wasn't like we need to get into the city to learn about stuff.
I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Did I attune to this? I don't even know if I did. I think I did. Yep. Hey, there it is. I'll take this. This is more important than a dime, man. Just so you know. That should take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. The poor man is shivering. Pray keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? We'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. Why don't you begin by telling us your name? Tristal. I was invited to Yulmore to work as an artist. A wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them, but when my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless, a grave sin in Lord Volthury's city. Within days, they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Dejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. They flung me over the balustrade into the God's damn ocean. From up there? Are you not dashed into pieces? Don't ask me. Luck, I suppose, though if you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous, and the citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought, when Lord Volthury passes judgment, no one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Yulmore, his word is law. The more I hear about Yulmore, the more determined I am to see what awaits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. There must be something we can do. But first, we should convey Tristal to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Away into the city. Pray accept my deepest gratitude. I owe you both my life. And if you'll permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Yulmore insofar as I am able at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviors into the awful place makes me sick to the stomach, but since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favorite paintbrush. The Yulmorian elites are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want, and if I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have a talent for painting. Are you certain? This is your livelihood. We cannot deprive you of such treasured possession. I give it gladly after all you've done for me. Besides, I can't. I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided, but I shan't stay long in this place. Not with the city brooding over me. Nay, I'll move on to a new island and a new profession. And keep you in my prayers from now until my dying day. I think I'm done for today. I'm getting tired.